We live.
Man, the kind of day I've had is an experience for entrepreneurs, employees, staff, and everyone inside and outside of those damn lines, man. So I've had my team make a copious amount of mistakes today. And years ago, I would have fired, right? Because I thought that's what you did when someone made mistakes, you know? But I learned what not to do in 25 years. So now you take those mistakes and you learn from them. So, for example, when I have a great team most of the time, and they do make a mistake, once we talk about the mistake and correct the mistake, my team gets better. Oh man, today I had you got to realize that if you are the employer, then you have to teach during positive times, during negative times, during stressful times, during happy times. That's just the way it goes. So when they have me up to here, and I do mean up to here, I take a pause, man, and I DoorDash my Starbucks and my cookie. So for me, Starbucks represents an escape, happiness, joy, and I get my energy back. Hence my iced Americano, rocket fuel for winners. So I did my little escape on that one right there, and I enjoyed my little break. So now I'm back to it. So I came to make a podcast, and so if you have employees, man, as long as you're good and competent and honest, like you build on the mistakes, right? You build on it because that's why you got where you're at, by correcting on your mistakes. So if you want to struggle and have a rotating staff, then you can fire them whatever you want to do. But that's your ego talking. That's not really your business talking, because your business needs your staff to learn through the mistakes and correct them. Now, if you are the employee, I tell my staff all the time, work in a way to where you become invaluable to my team, or I need you to be here. Man, what? You know, you need this, you need that. Okay, I got you, man. I just want you here. Like you want that kind of response from your employer. And how you do that, how you get that kind of response, by just being an asset to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what else in any other format you can understand that in is other, just don't be a jackass. You know what I'm saying? Like, do good work, be honest, and take matters into your own hands, and just do your best.
You know, that's actually funny that you say that, because we actually had a conversation about that. You remember when we had our team meeting, you said, "Do I need you?" Oh
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that was the most memorable for, I feel like, the both of us.
Yeah, because at the end of the day is, okay, for example, today I asked my staff, "Do I need you?" And I pointed to everyone, and everyone said no. And that's not success in my book, right? Especially when I asked, "Do you need me here? Can I take off for 3 weeks?" And they say one by one.
Hell no.
Yeah, which is not good, man, right? So for a person with an ego, maybe that's what you want to hear. But for a business owner or entrepreneur trying to become a business owner, that's a fail, right?
Yeah.
So now I learned from that, and my team needs to learn from that as well. So once we all get better, the team is that much stronger, and we can utilize and enjoy our days off, our weekends off. You know, that's another thing. When I worked Saturdays from 1997 to 2020, I did have a constant change in staff here and there, you know. But now that Saturdays, we're closed on Saturdays, my team enjoys the hours because they know we pay the same amount another shop will pay you in 6 days, but in 5 days, and in most cases, we pay even more.
You know, and spoiled in a way.
Yeah, well, shit, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
And you get paid holidays, you know. So now, if you are an employee here and you mess up, what you gonna want to do?
I'm still staying, man.
You want to fix it.
I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to keep my position there.
Yeah. So I tell my employee, my customers, thank you for giving me the day off on Saturdays, because I did that for y'all, you know. So it's a give and take with employer to employee. I don't even like the word employee. I've always said staff or coworker. You won't ever hear me saying. I've seen on Facebook people are like, "Oh, my employee 4 years ago." Man, you coworker, all right? We all in this together. So facts. I don't have this business I have here, the shop, is not a tennis ball one-on-one. It's a football team. I need my running back. I need my blockers. I need my wide receivers, because if not, I'm going to get swallowed out there.
It's funny that you say that, because on top of all of that, I've heard it from numerous of your customers. Like when you weren't here, the customer with the '69 Camaro, Barry.
Oh yeah.
He literally stopped right outside and he was like, "Man," he's like, "Y'all open on Saturdays?" Nah. "Oh man, you need to tell Raw to open back on Saturdays, man. He's losing customers." I'm like, You come back on Monday, right? He's like, "Yeah, I'll be here on Monday." I was like, "Well, there you go." I was like, "You'll be back on Monday." So,
man, that was the best move I ever had. So, okay, so when I hired Khalifa, my lead tech, okay, he started on a Monday. Friday, he comes to me and said, "I don't want to work tomorrow."
Huh.
Now, from 97 to 2016, to 2011, I was 8 to 6 Saturday. Then from 2011 to 2016, I changed it to 9 to 2. So when we moved here, we were 9 to 2. When he started, he said, "I don't want to work Saturday." I said, "But you knew when you got hired, you had to work Saturdays." He said, "I just don't want to no more. I've been doing 20 plus years, and I feel like I'm not going to work. You want me to pack my bags and go?" I said, "Nah." I said, "What can my lead tech do 9 to 2 on a Saturday?" I said, "You know what? I've seen him work. He's fast. He's good. I said, go ahead and take off. No problem." And that day I went home and I complained to my wife. I said, "Man, this guy just said he doesn't want to work Saturdays. What kind of shit is that?" And you know what happened, man? He changed my life by making sense of it to me, and I ended up closing Saturdays. Which I say you cannot never be closed-minded.
Got your ass.
Yeah, you gotta hear everything and listen to it. So when he told me, I said, "Like blasphemy! You don't want to work Saturdays?"
And there's not too many other shops that do that here.
No,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't found one yet. So.
Oh man, I get phone calls on Saturdays. "Oh shit, you're closed today," and
Yep.
but Monday to Friday, man, we hustle. The whole team hustles nonstop. And I do mean nonstop. So because in my mind, my staff owes me a day, and in their mind, they don't want to lose Saturdays. So it's just one big harmonious event to work at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say event because that's where we are in the speck of life, man. You know, so so now we've gone through what happens if you have a bad coworker, if you have an environment that's pleasant to work in. Like I'm making jokes, man. I love the fact that each one of my team has told me, "Bro, let me get back to work."
That's true.
And so keep it light. Since we're here most of the time, Monday through Friday, we're here more than we are at home with our family. And so shit, man, let's act like we.
And I already know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Most people don't even do that because everywhere I go, every person I know who works a different job, they're like, "Dude," they're like, "Your job seems so fucking fun, man. Like, are y'all hiring?" I'm like, "Hey, man, you gotta call. You gotta just ask the boss, man."
But there's controversy to what I'm saying right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so at the same time, I would rather lose an employee than lose a customer. Okay.
And what do you mean by that?
That might come off mean. My staff is like, "Whoa, hold on, man. What you mean by that?" But I mean, if you think about it in the large scheme of things, I would rather lose an employee than lose a customer, because customer is how I remain open. I'm gonna take care of DV Autosport because DV Autosport takes care of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my whole point, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, when I ask or tell someone on my staff to do something, and they tell me I can't do it. If you can't do it, I'm gonna find somebody who can.
Facts.
You need me to come up with your paycheck no matter what Friday.
Yep.
When I come in Monday, man, the first thing I see is big old signs says payroll.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'm worried about
So
Monday.
start hustling.
Yeah, so I'm worried about everyone's paychecks, but when they don't worry about their own paychecks, man, God takes care of those who take care of themselves, man. So it's a give and take relationship. Be the best employer you can, be the best coworker you can, and come in here, make your bread, do your job right, get out, do your side hustle, do whatever you got to do, and then there we go. That's how we do it. That's how we function.
And you told me a while ago that 90% of the customers that you meet, you're out and about. Like when you're moving around, like you don't have to sit here and watch over. You don't want to be that micromanaging boss. You don't want to do that. So because you're out making sales. So that's another thing that falls into your.
If
your
you
position.
knew me from my previous clubbing days and getting in trouble days, man, I was the one getting in trouble, slacking. Mm-hmm. My dad shop, I would come in late to work. When I would get mad, I would tell them I'm leaving for the day. I mean, I learned what not to do, right? But now the world has made me. Maybe I become more aware. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I pick up the slack where I see it needs to be picked up, And I can't be that lighthearted person anymore because I see the mistakes in everything I do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, life is fighting for my inner child, and I'm fighting for custody. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
remain lighthearted, man, but do your job and do it well, or we find somebody who will.
Facts. And the thing is, I honestly can speak for like the impact you've had on me. Like honestly, everything that I do, you make me like realize, look for the mistakes. What can you do better? How can I be the best? How can I be better than me yesterday? Like, what am I gonna do tomorrow that's gonna be better than today? So it's like, that's the mindset that you brought, and I feel like everybody needs to see that side of you. Absolutely.
You know, when you're young and you have people that tell you, don't touch that hot, or don't touch that pot because it's hot, what do?
Gotta see for yourself.
You touch it and it's hot. Oh shit, it's hot, right?
Gotta see for yourself, yeah.
So I don't know at what point in my life I realized that the mistakes were me failing at something. Mm-hmm. So it caught on to me. I said, man, let me just correct that mistake, and I became better.
Fact.
So I was fine-tuning a lot of things at my dad's shop on who I was, how to take care of my customers, what I didn't do. Mm-hmm. I lost a lot of customers because I was a jerk, you know?
Yeah.
So I fine-tuned all that. And then I realized, man, I'm badass because I searched a lot of my mistakes and I corrected them. So then I became the kind of person that aggressively looked for mistakes. So if you came in here and made a mistake, if the parts driver made a mistake, if the guy on TV made a mistake, I'm learning from y'all mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
So it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, there've been many times people come in here and tell me stories. I do it the raw public, you know?
Yeah.
Come in here and tell me their stories about their marriage or their car or their credit or whatever the case is, and I'm listening and I learn from that and I apply it. And that's why, if you ask me one day, why did you stay in the automotive for so long? There's been many times I could have done something else, but I enjoy my interaction with my customers, and I get paid to talk. You know, I'm a quality manager all day, but I get paid to talk. Absolutely. You know, so and here's the podcast.
That's how the podcast is born. Like now you're really talking to the world. That's who we want them to see you. So it's just, that's what you want, you know.
As an employee, man, become the most valuable asset on the team. And as an employer, realize that you are everyone's bitch, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And get your ass back to work. That's what it feels like, man. Dude, you know how many times I've been on my hands and knees wiping up oil or whatever spilled on the ground?
You started off kind of bad. I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, no homo, man. But my point is this. It's just whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't give a shit. I'm going to get it done. Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. I'm here for a purpose, and I'm going to make that purpose happen.
Yes.
It's going to come to fruition. I don't care what I got to do.
Yep. And not a lot of people have that drive. They don't have that work mentality, that mindset. They just...
Experience, man. Experience. You know, so I've been... Okay, so when I first moved here to the property, I went all in to purchase the property. I was down to $8.80 to my name. Jeez. My checking account was overdrawn. My credit cards were maxed out. I mean, I went all in to get to the property. Damn. So when you come down to $8.80, man, that shit is really humbling real fast. Yeah. Puts you in your place, and your life comes at a flash in front of you. And so the next day, my boy Sauce Walker called me. He said, hey, I need a power steering pump in my Benz. And back then, I forgot which Benz he had. It was $3,500 job. So guess what happened the very next day? I didn't go home with $8.80 no more. I went up.
Yes, sir.
And I just kept on going, man. So that's how it is, man. Just, you need to be and understand the reality of you not being able to pay your rent one day or purchase food for your family, and stop going to different jobs and just become good at who you are as a person. Yeah. And no matter what you do, I don't care what business I'm in, I'm gonna run the business.
Yep. You know, you can run any business, anything.
Yeah, like that.
And
so
that's probably one of the hardest things. We talked about that also. You said that anything's hard. I forgot how you said it, but you said struggling and not being able to pay a bill is harder than.
Oh, okay. So for example,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
What's harder? Obtaining success or just quitting? Yeah. And then you can't pay your rent, or you can't pay food, or you can't, your friends are going to a concert, you can't afford a ticket, or wifey says, hey, we got to go to Miami, we can't afford a ticket. What's harder? I think failing is harder than succeeding, man.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So
and anybody who disagrees, you gotta kick rocks because it just doesn't make any sense. Like you mean to tell me you wake up day to day and you just can't hustle? Like I have to be better. I have to. And a guy that I just met on the weekend before my accident, which is a completely different story. We'll talk about that in another story. But I talked to him and he said, yeah, man, I'm trying to build my car. And I was like, oh, cool. You should bring it by to my shop. He was like, nah, man, I ain't got no money. Look at this. Show me his account. He's negative $289. And I'm like,
you worry about the wrong thing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you worried about building the car, boy. You need a sustained life.
But that's interesting because that's his passion. So what he's doing, he's not following his passion. If he's worried about his car, when he's negative money in his account, that means his passion is somewhere else. If he was to put that passion to work and generate dollars, he won't be negative $200 no more. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, not at all.
But at the same time, man, you just have to be the best you can. I know it sounds cliche, but that's what it comes down to be. It just be the best employer, employee, coworker, or whatever it is you can. And don't give it any excuses and just shut the hell up and do the job. I don't know what else to tell you.
So you love this job 100%.
I love it, man. I love it.
And what would you do if a guy walked in this building right now, walked through the door, said, I'll give you $1 million. I'll take over. What would you say to him?
For the business, for the property. No, but they've already offered me for the property double what I paid. And I said no. Because, I mean, I-10 Beltway, you can't get too many I-10 Beltway shops in H-Town.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So,
No.
But my point is this. I love what I do so much that I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get distracted by all that stuff. I'm putting my head back down and go back to work, and which I got to go do now.
Yeah. That's how you do it. So, I mean, shit. That's good.
Stay tuned.